Hello everybody, my name is Ipiling and welcome to my channel. So on today's video, we're going to be talking about learnerships and their benefits, especially in tech, because I just feel they're so beneficial and they're just being slept on. So without further ado, we're just going to be going through the benefits, and I'll just try to add in here and there a little bit of my experiences, because I did take a learnership after school. I was done with my theory subjects and I was struggling to get my 6 months of practical work, what it's called work integrated learning. I was struggling to get that, and that's when I started doing boot camps and hackathons, and ultimately landed in a learnership, and that just changed the trajectory of my whole career till today. Well, up until today. So the very first benefit is that you earn while you learn. And for me, that is a plus plus plus. Remember, at that time I was just like a student that just needed a practical, so I was like, even if you're saying I can volunteer, I will volunteer just so that I can get my practical experience and so that I can graduate. And so finding out that I was getting paid, and I was getting paid like, how much was that? Plus 5k. Nobody else knows that that's how much I got. Well, yeah, I know somebody's gonna be like, hey, be like, I can't believe you didn't tell me. But yeah, I was getting around that amount, 5,000 rands plus. And obviously it varies with different learnerships and the course that you're doing. I know that others, and also your ability, I know that for the disabled ones, they were getting kind of like, it was heavily funded. I don't know what was happening, but I know that they were not getting the same as us. I was doing system support, and then the benefits of that is that while for the learnership that I was doing, they ended up adding full stack to that, so that's what set my foundation for full stack development. So that is number one. You will be earning in a learnership. So yeah, that was the first benefit, is you earn while you learn. The second benefit is that you get industry relevant work experience, which is very important, because you don't want to be learning skills that you won't have anywhere else to kind of put them to good use. Especially this is like to do with your career, and you want to be able to apply the skills that you have learned into your job and ultimately make a living out of that. So it's very important that you get industry relevant work experience. If you have watched my previous video, which where I was talking about the 5 things I wish I knew before studying software development, I spoke about how I had this knowledge of C++, and I was looking at the job experiences, and I honestly could not find any job in South Africa that was talking about C++. And so what happens is you have to go and learn a skill that is in demand in South Africa. Obviously, accepting that what you get from school is your foundation, so you are not necessarily going to discard all of that knowledge. You are still going to keep that knowledge, but you're going to build on top of that and add on to that the skills, the projects, and all of that. So yeah, that's how you enhance yourself, okay, from school. So in the very same regard, you want to live here, you don't want to again start from scratch to go and find projects that you can do that match up with your job. No, what happens is you literally learn what you're going to be working on. I learned how to program. I didn't learn how to program at my learnership, but I learned full stack, right? I learned there's full stack, back end, front end, there's design. Backend obviously is gonna include databases because it's kind of like on a higher level, but on a bigger company, obviously there are gonna be people that are specific for the data section, and others the backend, and others and all of that, and so on and so on, and infrastructure and all of that. But for that one, I learned front end, to develop in front Angular and React, but it was mostly Angular and then React towards the very end of the program. Backend, Node.js, Express.js. We didn't do Java, so it was just Node.js. And then the databases, it was up to us. I got an opportunity to work on a MongoDB project. as well as a Postgres project. I think those were the main databases that we were using at that specific place. Also because most people will be like, oh yeah, let's use MongoDB, guys, because da, da, da. And then we end up doing that as a team. So yeah, I got to learn things that even till today I'm working with Angular. Okay, I'm working with React. Isn't that crazy? Because also, as I mentioned in my previous videos, I don't know which one, I have been working for startups up until here, or small teams up until now, meaning that well, for example, the company that I'm working for, they have an Angular application, which is the one that I worked mainly on, and then there's also a React, which has been transitioned to Next.js. So those are things that you kind of like learn, you know, but they give you information, they prepare you. They basically prepare you to be able to work on a professional project in industry, a project that will be on production. They give you those skills. I do not know about learnerships that are in different industries, but for IT, that is what I'm saying, because that's what I went through. And then the third point would have to be the NQF, which is what I spoke about earlier on, that I got my certificate afterwards. It's like a course. Every Thursday we meet up with the instructor or whatever from the MICTA, and he tells us what to do, and then we go through the content, we take the assessments, we study, we do all those things. We go, it's like any course through the year. It's tasks and all those things, studying tasks too, and then towards the end, actually at the end of the year, it's an exam. It's exactly like that. So that was the third point. You get an NQF. I got a level 5. I think I got a level 5 for system support. It was not for software development. Software full stack development was an addition to that. So I was doing the learnership itself as well as the skills, which was something else that was offered by the Digital Academy, which is now Shaper. The fifth, did I skip the fourth? The fifth point is tuition fees. There's no tuition fees. You don't pay to learn. You don't pay to learn. They pay you to learn. So that is self-explanatory. The sixth one would have to be career growth and development. Obviously, you're gonna have access to people that have been in industry, people that, as your team leads, as your managers, as your COOs, and all of that, people that have been in industry, you will be getting access to them. You will be asking them questions. They will be preparing you. Even towards the end of the program, they prepare you for interviews. I learned my presentation skills from them. I know right now it might seem like my skills are kind of lacking, but I learned how to present in front of a crowd from them. And I got to after that, I was placed at this company. It deals a lot with AWS. So I was presenting to stakeholders of high levels, okay, esteemed audiences. I was addressing CEOs and COOs of your companies, yes, of both Standard Bank, of Boeing, of Bo what, of Bo Sage, of Bo. I was literally being put in situations where I was presenting for all these people that I would obviously be like, but I got skills from these people, from my learnership, that I was able to immediately apply when I got to my job. Because they wanted to redesign their whole application, I had my design skills that I was able to put into use immediately. I had my Angular skills. The current existing application was developed in Angular with a Java backend and then integrated to AWS. But I was able to jump in on that. It almost seemed it was like perfectly knitted for me. You know, the position, it was so perfect. But that's basically what I was trying to say. Okay. The seventh point would have to be support from workplace diversity and inclusion, meaning that obviously, as I said before, that sometimes there will be people who are differently abled and all of that, And also, I mean, I was coming from school. I did my practical, I did my theory. Obviously, TUT is gonna be practical and theory, but in that regard, like I did my school, I finished all my modules. I got there. I have a background of program. I have a background of software development. I know the SDLCs. I have that foundation in me, and I was literally sitting right next to somebody that's coming straight from metric. They don't know anything, you know, and by the time that they left, we all left, I think they knew enough. They knew enough. Obviously, after the learnership, it's also up to you every day on a daily basis to empower yourself with more things, especially when you know that you are at a disadvantage because all these people went to school and you didn't. You're obviously going to want to invest in your craft. You're going to invest in learning more things and how to apply and all those things, right? So yeah, I think if you're thinking that, oh yeah, learnership is for only people that are coming from university, wrong. That is wrong. But yeah, you're wrong. Everybody that any I was also in the same cohort with people that had previously studied mathematics. Others had studied psychology. Others had studied Others were coming from a sports background. Like literally, it does not matter what is your educational background when you go into a learnership. It just what matters is just your grades, your hard work, man. Just go there and work hard. So if you did something else, you were in a different industry before and you're like, I want to get into IT and I got into this learnership, I am scared. Don't worry, don't worry. They chose you because they will help you. Don't worry. Okay, at the end they have to make sure that at least you get an interview or a job on Yana. So don't worry, it's on them. They'll help you and also take advantage of them as well. Now that I've gone through my how many points, my 7 points, I think now I can kind of just be like, yeah, they are being slept on. And that, my friends, is why I believe learnerships are being slept on. They give you value for your time. Okay, I'm not gonna say value for money because you don't pay. They pay you. You learn. Afterwards, you get placed into a company. For example, the one that I went to, I don't know, they had a partnership with APSA. So afterwards, people went from there. I'm telling you, people that didn't even go to university, metric. I know people that have not graduated yet, right, that are working for APSA. It's like it's a young gateway into these big corps. You just go through the learnerships that they have partnered with and you'll be able to work for them. So this is for a tech learnership, okay? I have been through it and I'm here today. The job that I'm gonna no, shut up, people. Shut up! Shut up! But yeah, there are so many learnership programs that are in the industry. I can't yeah, I can't really touch on all of them, but there are so many. Those were my 7 points of why you should maybe consider going for a technical learnership, or why you should maybe give it a chance. I have spoken about how I went to school and yet I decided to do all these things, boot camps. I did hackathons. I also went for a learnership. I did not limit myself because I went to school, right? Just give it a chance and you will probably land where you're supposed to go. Thank you so much for making it this far. Those were my 7 points for why you should consider getting a learnership or the benefits of a learnership. Don't just kind of disqualify it because you feel like it's not internationally recognized. It's not like a university or whatever. I know people, I went to school with these people, they didn't graduate. Remember how I said that I needed to get experience to graduate? After that, they got placed at APSA and they decided, maybe I don't need school. I promise you, even till today, they have not gone to graduate because there's no need for them. Okay, I went back, obviously. I got my experience and I went through the last module, the last particular. But there are people that did not find value in going back to school and saying, I need to graduate. Because why? you can get into these corporates. These people have the medical aids, they have benefits of a permanent employee, they are permanent employees, and they do not currently possess a degree or diploma or whatever. They just have the is it NQF5 certificate, which for me, that is the main reason why I'm saying that learnerships in the tech industry are just so slept on. If you can find yourself a learnership that doesn't require a diploma, a degree, because I'm starting to see this really weird trend of these people saying that you must have a degree or an IT diploma. I don't like it. But if you can just find yourself one that doesn't require them, that is a gem. Get it and go in and work hard. The one that I went to, if you did not catch it in the whole video, was the Digital Academy for full stack, but it has rebranded to Shaper, so I think you can find it at shaper.co.za. I'm not sure. I will include the information anywhere in the description or in the video somewhere. But yeah, thank you so much for watching, and bye.